Alright, you know what time it is. Once again, as usual, time's what about that time? It's off time already, motherfucker. And if you don't know, well, now you know, bitch. Straight into it. Let's do this motherfucking shit. Straight into it, man. I don't even know what the fuck I'm gonna even call this video, but I just want to get straight into this shit before I forget my talking points. But anyways, man, I just want to talk about that shit that happened with I just wanted to talk about the shit that happened on Zone's show today when he invited DJ Just Jay on the panel. The thing is, I wanted to actually come on. I wanted to come on Tommy's panel to speak about it, like how everyone else was trying to. But at the time, I was at work. Then when I wanted to try to click on the StreamYards, they wouldn't let me in whenever I tried to come on. So that's the thing. I don't know why they wouldn't let me on, man. But it is what it is, man. I mean, I was at work. I was busy as shit. But the thing is, man, that shit that I saw, man, I just don't know, man. I don't even know how to feel about that shit, man. From my understanding, when I saw the shit, it just seemed like just Jay. He just came on the show with the understanding and feeling like, okay, we're gonna have a civil conversation about the problem that you have with me. But it didn't seem like they wanted to come on the show to talk about him. They went past him and was always talking about their issues with Tommy. And so they sort of used DJ Just Jay as like the, you know, they use DJ Just Jay as the lightning rod to try to get to Tommy, because they know that he's close to Tommy, and so they want to try to fuck with him. You know, they're trying to use DJ Just Jay to get to Tommy, and to be honest, it's just I don't know, man. I just thought the shit was disgusting, man. I didn't like the shit that went on that show, man. Because the thing is, it's like it just felt like DJ Just Jay was talking all that stuff yesterday about how he was gonna come on the panel and shit like that, and he tried to get a conversation started. I mean, he came on the panel and everything, and it's just, I just don't know, man. Where do I even start? You know what I think happened? My thing is, I see DJ as he stated, as DJ as Just Jay stated, he hasn't spoken to Zone in like 4 years, and I guess he thought that maybe, just maybe, he could be able to patch things up with whatever problems that he had with Zone. But I don't think Zone was trying to end any type of beef that he had with um, Just Jay or Tommy. Just Jay was being used as a way to try to get at Tommy and shit. But there was just a lot of things that was said at that panel that really I didn't even agree with. There was just a lot of like I just don't know how you can run a panel where you have like five people who all agree with one person and you won't even let like one person get a chance to speak. I feel like if a panel is to be run, there should be not saying don't get me wrong, he can run this panel however he wants to, but I just feel like there should be an equal number of people who agree or disagree. But it's just like a whole bunch of people like you get on a panel and it's like a whole bunch of people who disagree or a whole bunch of people who won't even let you speak or even get a word in edgewise. And see, that's the thing. Like they kept on over talking him or they kept on trying to like whatever question that they kept on asking him was like gotcha questions, like sort of questions to where they could like set him up or, in order for him to like answer the question, it was sort of like it's like they weren't really asking him any serious questions. They were trying to trap him and shit. You know, I just don't know. But to be honest, I just feel like it was just a bad performance on DJ Just Jay's part. To be honest, because with all of the questions that they kept on asking him, they didn't give him a chance to you know to explain his points. So it just felt like he was dancing around the points. When in all reality, it's like when five people are asking you questions all at one time. I mean, it's kind of like, you know. But like he said the first time, Tommy could speak for himself. He could defend himself. Tommy can defend himself way better than he can, way better than anybody in Soto Nation can. That's the thing. So who better to talk about this shit than Tommy? It would have been better if Tommy came on the panel himself and spoke to those people. Or better yet, they could have went on his show and spoke to him. Either way. But the thing is, DJ Just Jay, he's not really black sector material. He's just one of those people who come on and he has his own following and doing what he does. And he does good numbers doing what the fuck it is he does with his news reports and shit like that and his DJing and all this other shit. He does numbers doing what he does. Now see, in terms of black sector shit, rule one like just for next time, like Black Sector 101 rules when it comes to this shit. If you're gonna come on a nigga show and you have a big following as DJ Just J does, he should have done a live of his own. So then that way, whatever narrative that they're trying to push on him looking like a punk, he could have done it. He could have done it his way to be like, okay, let me live stream my shit on my end, so then I could have my people call in, and so it won't look as bad. See, the thing is, like DJ Just J, I remember him saying that he records everything. Like, see, that he should have done a live as Zone would go. Like, why do you see? The thing is, right? Why do you think Tommy be going live whenever those motherfuckers be going live? Like every time you bring him on the show, he goes live because there's nothing that you can do to try to push a narrative to try to make me out to look like something that I'm not. So I'm gonna go live, and if you over here talking all this shit about me to try to make me look bad on your shit, I got the recording on my end. You know, you're not gonna feel me trying to make me out to look like a bad person. So you know what? I'm gonna film my shit on my end, get my side of the story, because there's two sides to every story. DJ Just J should have live streamed while Zone was live streamed, and it would have been, to be honest, it would have softened the blow. It would have made it to where it's like, okay, like, because this nigga's he's being over talked on Zone shit, so nobody can hear what he's saying. So even though Just Jay is trying to rebuttal, Zone's mic is so loud, Just Jay sounds like a bitch compared to him because his voice is so low. So now he sounds like he's getting punked. Then he's got like, it's even worse because it's like 6 other people are like on his ass talking shit about him and all this other fuck shit. And it's like, okay, well, either they're talking shit about him, calling him a Tommy dick sucker, or they are fucking around trying to trapping him into some gotcha questions, or they won't even, or when he tries to answer, they won't even give him a chance to speak, which I felt was unfair on that part, to be honest. See, I just feel like at that moment, like DJ Just J tried to be logical, he tried to be peaceful minded, but to be honest, when you're dealing with niggas like that, you can't be logical. Logic doesn't work on these niggas. You gotta roast. You gotta talk your shit. You gotta boss up on these niggas. You gotta cuss these hoe ass niggas out, man. If they don't want to listen to logic, there's sometimes where logic isn't gonna work, especially on ignorant niggas. Now, see, you can speak logic to some of these niggas, because not all of them are stupid. But the ones that were all rah rah and just like insulting you, you can't speak or have a logical debate with these niggas. That's the thing. Now, see, there's no way that DJ Just J could have actually had any type of logical debate. Any logic that DJ Just J could have said is trumped by the ignorance, because they're calling him a dick sucker and a bitch ass nigga and fuck nigga. So that all of his logic is getting overshadowed. Anything that DJ Just J is saying that's true, you can't even agree with, because all they're gonna say is, oh, well, that's what Tommy says. Tommy says this. Tommy says that. Like, okay. Like, they kept on bringing up Tommy right in front of him. That, like, he just had no business being there. Unless you're gonna live stream while they're live streaming, you gotta see he's not privy to this sector. He's doing his own thing, so he's like, you can't blame him for not doing as well as, you know, you can't blame him for not doing as well as you thought he would have done, because he's not privy to this sector. This sector, they don't, like, a lot of these motherfuckers, they don't play by the rules. They're not fair. If they feel like they're going to lose, let me bring more people. Let me yell, let me scream, let me cuss you out. Let me have a bunch of people gang up on you to talk shit. That's the thing, you know. I mean, that's the thing. They were ganging up on him on the panel. But to be honest, if it were me out there, I don't know, man. Because the thing is, because he's so far removed away from these niggas. He's the last person I would even expect to be on that panel. But because he's so far removed away from these niggas, he thought that, well, maybe speaking logic to them would work. But to be honest, it has the opposite effect. Any civil conversation that you have with these niggas, they gonna look at you like you a punk. They don't want to talk to you. They want to talk through you to try to get Tommy to fuck around and just, to get to Tommy. That's the thing. Like, there's just a lot of shit that he allowed to happen that at a certain point in time he should have left. That's the thing. Like my thing is, think whatever they want to think about Tommy. I don't give a fuck. But when they start disrespecting me like that, oh no. There's a lot of shit. Like, I watched that video and I'm just like, man, there's certain things that I just wouldn't let a nigga do that shit to me, man. like if memory serves me correctly, like that bitch ass nigga that I had a beef with, you know, I don't even want to say his name because he's irrelevant, but he be stalking me and shit. But that fuck nigga, he a couple of years ago had me on his show, try to set like when I saw what happened to DJ Just Jay, it kind of reminded me of what that bitch ass nigga tried to do to me on his shit. See, that's the thing. I like you try to be a logical minded person, trying to have a simple conversation with these niggas, and because they're such ignorant, stupid motherfuckers, they look at you like any civil conversation that you have with them, you look like a punk. And see, like I come over here thinking we're supposed to have a civil conversation, then they end up doing some fuck shit like yelling and screaming and cussing me out, and then see, like I let this shit ride for a while, but then that's when the nigga gotta come out of me, and I gotta put that bitch ass nigga and bitch ass niggas in their place. And see, that's the thing. That's what happened to me. Like I got like the nigga came out of me that one time when that nigga kept on like cussing me out and talking all that shit about me, and I'm trying to be on some like civil shit with that nigga, and he's over here just talking shit to me like that. I cuss that bitch ass nigga out. That's the thing. But I learned from my mistakes, and I'm like, you know what? When I thought, you know, when I thought that maybe shit is different and I could and shit has changed, I tried to go at it again and talk to this nigga on some civil shit. He ended up being a bitch ass nigga again, and I'm just like, you know what? I've learned from my mistakes. Let me fuck around, tell my side of the story, put this bitch ass nigga in his place, and I roasted the dog shit out of that fuck nigga. But pretty much, I'm going on a tangent here. Basically what I'm trying to say is this: like, if you don't understand how this sector works, I've been around this sector and I've been observing this sector as a spectator for about 7 years. So I know exactly what these niggas are capable of doing in terms of like, you know, the way they operate, you know. Now see, like the only thing that's gonna work on these niggas is ignorant shit. The only language that these niggas understand is ignorant shit. I would have got ignorant with them niggas the moment that they insulted me, and there's no way that I could have been able to have a civil conversation with them. If not, then I would have just fucked around and left, because there's no conversation to have. Like I don't even think that my brain cells are even equipped to even handle the dosage of stupidity that a lot of these niggas bring to the table, man. Like like I could only take stupidity in small doses. I can't take it all in one fell swoop. Like for example, there was just a lot of fuck shit on that show. Oh yeah, that I watched that I did not like. Like for example, there was this there was this chick named Project Chick, and she kept on talking about some bullshit like, oh well, if the what that bitch say? She said if the black community and these niggas turn out to be failures the way they are, then is it not the fault of the men who weren't there? And I call bullshit on that, because my thing is, listen, it's not the fault of the niggas who weren't there that's the reason why they are failures. You can't blame the men for not being there. What you have to do is blame the bitches who decided to fuck the niggas who wasn't shit. You decided to fuck a nigga who wasn't shit, got pregnant by the nigga who wasn't shit. The nigga said fuck you and that kid, and you still kept the child. And now the nigga turned out to be a failure. But if that nigga ever decided to be a success and is a now he is a and the owner of a Fortune 500 company, are you gonna blame? Are you gonna say that the reason why he's successful is because his daddy wasn't in his life? That's the thing. If the woman should get all of the praise for the nigga becoming successful, then she should get all of the excoriation whenever the nigga that she raised turns out to not be shit as well. Women have the power of life. Women are the creators of life. And, you know, creation starts with a woman. So if a woman allows herself to fuck with a nigga that ain't shit, she can bring a child into the world. She can choose to bring a child into the world if she so pleases. If I decide to fuck a woman who ain't shit, yes, that is my fault. But to be honest, I have less control in terms of, like, I can't decide if whether or not the woman wants to keep the baby or not. The woman can decide if she wants to bring a child into the world. The man cannot. All he can do is sleep with the woman. And even after it's done, you know, after everything is done, he can't decide if the baby is kept or not. The woman, even after the sex is had, she can decide if she wants to keep it or not. So that's the difference between men and women. That's why in that scenario, more onus is held on the women than it is the man. But that's just my certain opinions on it. Um, it was just a lot of bullshit on that show, man. And then she kept on bringing up shit like, this bitch was bringing up like Tasha K and a fucking Star as like examples of people who are in this sector that are doing well, like examples of black excellence. And I'm just like, Tasha K is a fucking, she's a gossiping, salacious, fucking shit starting cunt who tells lies about people. And Star, all he does is instigate shit, man. He's a shit starter too. What? Why are those examples of people who you feel are motherfuckers who help the fucking the fucking black community who don't down their people? The fuck is she talking about? All Tasha K does is lie on people. She lies on everybody. She tells stories that aren't true. This bitch got sued for her fucking lie. Didn't Cardi B sue this bitch? What the fuck is she talking about? Like, I'm not understanding. But anyways, I decided to come on the show because I'm just like, well, the reason why I decided to get on the show and re-ask those questions because everything kept on getting lost in the wind. They kept on diving into semantics. All of them kept on diving into semantics. That didn't mean shit though. That's the thing. But at the end of the day, you know, I wish I could have stayed on that show longer, but I had to go to work and shit, and I didn't want to miss my shift, so I'm just like, yeah, fuck it, and go to work. That's the thing. I just wish that Zone could have kept the motherfucking video up and shit, man, because I wanted to be able to see the whole thing, man. It sucks. You know what I mean? Just yeah, like I said, man, I don't have anything against DJ Just J, but now that I look at the video, it kind of does seem like when I mean he should have live streamed. He should have live streamed his own end of the video, so then that way one narrative wouldn't be pushed to where it seems like the dude got punked. He should have live streamed it on his end, and that would have made it to where not only would it not have looked like he got punked, but it wouldn't have looked like to be honest, we actually would have had the video footage of everything happening instead of us having to rely on one video so that even if Zone put the shit on private, we still have his version of it. You know what I mean? So yeah. But like I said in the comment section though, it just seems like logic lost and ignorance won, man. Ignorance won today. Stupidity won, ratchetness won. You know, they're just a bunch of yeah, and this isn't to say that Zone didn't let people on the panel speak. That's the thing. I mean, I would give props to Zone because, he actually lets motherfuckers speak on his panel. Like anybody who wants to speak on his panel and come, they can speak on his panel, whether or not they agree or disagree. But a lot of the people on his panel, that be I just wish the people that were on his show would extend the same courtesy instead of over talking and being rude as well, you know? Because when I'm watching the show, it seems like a 5-on-1, you know? Yeah, man, I just wish that he didn't take the video down though as well because my part was in there and I wanted to see it though because I wanted to see if my shit was fucking up, if it was a sound quality or whatever the fuck. I just wanted to see my part because I was asking questions to just Jay too as well, but I just wanted to see how well the quality was on my shit. So then that way next time I go to StreamYards, I won't have like a problem. Yeah, this was my first time on StreamYards, so I just wanted to come on there just to test the quality of my mic and shit. But yeah, I just don't know, man. It was just a lot of shit to uncover, a lot of shit to unveil. It's a lot of fuckery, man. I just think he should stay doing what it is that he always does. Stay doing what it is that you always do. Don't try to come to the sector of people who are on fuck shit, man. Just a lot of this black sector shit be on some ignorant shit, and like he doesn't seem to be like the type of person who can handle that type of pressure, you know? To be honest, uh I just don't know. But in all honesty, I don't know how well I would have done if I was under that pressure. It was 5-on-1. I mean, it's kind of like everybody was attacking the dude. It just didn't feel like anybody was. I don't know, man. It just wasn't a good look, man. It was 5-on-1. He was being overtalked. Just They were cussing him out 7 ways till Sunday. Just damn. At that point, see, I give him props for being able to hold his composure as long as he did. That's the thing, man. DJ Just Jay, he held his composure for a long ass motherfucking time, man. For 3 hours, man. I don't know how he does it, but shit, man. If that were me, I'd have been pissed the fuck off. I'd have cussed everybody the fuck out. I'd have been on some ignorant shit. I would have roasted them. And I'm a civil motherfucker. I'm one of the motherfuckers who's on some civil shit. I would have cussed them. I would have cussed all them niggas out. You were talking shit about me like that, dude. Like you disrespected me like that. I'd have cussed everybody out. I'd have cussed out the whole panel. And I'd have cussed the motherfucker who was hosting the shit too, man. He talking to me like that. That's fucked up. That's the thing. I think like he I don't know, he showed a lot of restraint. I think even Gandhi would have slapped the shit out of somebody at that point, nigga. Like damn. But however, man, I just feel as though see, like showing patience and being on some logical shit and being peaceful and, trying to calm yourself down and hold your composure in the black community, especially in the black sector, they look at niggas like that and think, you a punk. You a bitch ass nigga. You a punk ass bitch. See, nobody looks at that as, he's a bigger person. The bigger person to them is a nigga who's a punk. So that's the thing. I just wish things were different, man. He really, and see, that's the thing, man. DJ Just Jay, he has a good heart, and he came on the panel thinking we're gonna have a civil conversation, and he walked into the motherfucking lion's den. He walked into an ambush. He walked into a setup. I just, I just don't know how I feel about that shit, man. He didn't know whether to leave or to just, keep letting him disrespect him like that. I just feel bad, man. But say whatever the fuck it is that you want, man. You know, he owned up to his shit. And at the end of the day, the hardest part about, and the thing is, sometimes the hardest thing to do is to admit to yourself where it is that you fucked up. And that's what it is that he did on Tommy's show. I fucked up. That's taking onus on yourself to say that you have insecurities or you have problems with you that you need to change. And to be honest, whenever people say that you can't talk about the shit that people are doing wrong when you do it, I mean, who better to talk about the shit that other people do than the person who admits their own faults? The person who's just like you, who's in a situation to where they're trying to change. A person who is just like the ain't shit niggas that at least try to better themselves or at least, admits to themselves that they ain't shit. Because if a person who was on some moralistic goody two shoe shit and who has never been through anything in their life and born with a silver spoon in their mouth talk down to you, then you're not going to listen to anything that they say because you're going to look at them like they haven't been through anything. They don't know what it's like. Who the fuck are they to tell me shit? That's the thing. So that's why I would get it when Tommy would speak about the shit that he speaks about the black community, because if he has kids out of wedlock, who better to speak about it than him? He's been through the shit. He acknowledges that it's wrong, and he at least is trying to fix the problem. And tries to right the wrongs, And if the younger generation of people can listen to his message, then maybe all of the fuck ups of the generation will stop with people like him. Well, that's pretty much all I have to say for now. But until then, I'm out. And if I have anything else that I need to say, I'll continue it on in part 2. So yeah, it's just sad to see that happen. I never thought I'd see the day where that would happen to DJ Just J of all people, man. Oh man, it's just, I don't even know what to think, man. Jesus.